Hey guys, here are my tips for passing the CNA skills exam. I took the exam last year May. I failed 4 out of the 5 skills, including the hand washing, which is a little embarrassing. But I did not take the CNA exam seriously, and I thought I was like, I'm a nursing student. I did all of these skills already. Like, this is easy squeezy. I've done like much more advanced skills, but I did not take the CNA exam through a nursing home in which they train you for about 4 to 5 weeks and then you do the exam. Um, because I completed my first level of nursing school, I was exempted from training with a nursing home and I just had to pay and do the exam. And like only the night before the exam, I was watching like another YouTuber give advice on the exam, and it was only then I realized, like, look, you need to memorize these steps and they test you in the exact order of the steps. So I retook the exam and I passed. It cost money to retake that exam, and I mean, that was stupid of me. I should have just taken the exam like more seriously from the start and saved myself some money. My first advice is, and my biggest and best advice that I could give, is practice on somebody. Practice on somebody, give them the little booklet, let them follow the skills that you're doing and the steps that you're doing, and let them tell you or stop you when you've missed a step. You're gonna remember by muscle memory, and also while doing the steps on somebody else, you're gonna realize the things that you're kind of forgetting. So on the skills, the steps that you're forgetting, you could just write it down. I'm a person, I remember when I write things down. So just write those steps down that you're missing in each skill and go over it, and then you should be able to remember all those steps. So the second tip that I have is that all the skills all start with explain the procedure, facing the patient, etc., etc., etc. So always explain the procedure, and almost all the skills end with make sure the signaling device is within reach, the bed is in low position, and you're gonna end with washing your hands. Picture each skill in your mind. You're not always gonna have somebody to practice on, so just stop and think about each skill and how you're gonna do it, everything you need to perform that skill, and just think about doing it. Just replay the videos you've watched. There's a particular YouTube channel that I'm gonna link down below that I used to watch the CNA skills and how they did it, because when you're testing, they want like perfection. So you want to find a YouTube video, or you want to find a channel that does everything to the T. So I watched these YouTube videos over and over, and then also before you start your skills, they're gonna give you the paper with the skills you need to perform. So once you do that, just think and focus on the skills that you're gonna do, blank everything else out. So just take a deep breath in, calm yourself down, and don't get flustered, because when you start getting nervous, that's when you start like messing up, when you start missing steps. A lot of the steps you do have to provide privacy, except for like when you're taking vital signs, putting on the PPE, that kind of stuff. So also, because I did not practice with our nursing school, I did not have some of the equipment that you use, like for example the gait belt. So I haven't used a gait belt like in over 6 months, because I took the exam in May, and then the last time I had practice with any of that was like in the fall of 2016, so from August to December of 2016. So I put the gait belt on wrong. I put it on inside out. You know how everything works, you know how the bed works, you know how the wheelchair works, I mean, if you don't have that stuff to practice on you, like, you're just not gonna know how to do it, or you're not gonna be comfortable doing it. So make sure you ask all these questions, you clarify how to use everything before you start testing. The other thing is, so some of the things that made it easy for me to remember is, like, if you're using a bedpan, you're always going to empty your rinse, dry, and place in the designated dirty area. And then if you're taking clothes off somebody, you're always going to put that in the dirty linen area. And then some of the steps that I missed was, don't use soap on the patient's face when you're giving them a bath. Don't put soap on the washcloth. And then, some of the steps that are long are basically safety checks. So, make sure that, like, if you're going to ambulate the patient, make sure they're wearing their shoes, they have their gait belt on, and also make sure the gait belt is tight, because I didn't put mine tight enough. So it has to be like 2 or 3 fingers of space in between the gait belt. Also, like, I put the girl to the edge of the bed, but the bed wasn't low enough for her foot to be flat on the ground. So make sure you do all of those things. And so with the hand washing, like, make sure you wet your hands before you put soap on there. Like I said, they're very, very particular about the order in which you perform the steps, and they want it exactly like they have it listed. And then, when I was watching the videos on YouTube, they had an automatic paper towel dispenser, I think. And in this place, the testing center did not have the automatic paper towel, so you would have to use your hand to get the paper towels out. Now, if you washed your hands and you didn't take your paper towels out before you started washing your hands, now you're going to contaminate your hands by trying to get paper towels out, So in that situation, just take your paper towels out, like, grab about 4 or 5 sheets. Your first one is going to be your barrier on the counter, and then you put 4 or 5 on top of that. So also, don't forget to put on your gloves for the skills that require gloves. And then when you're washing, make sure you keep your hands down and, wash your fingers, like, in the palm of your hands, like that, Make sure you wash for the 30 seconds, like, you have to time it. And, it's very easy, but it does take the time and effort to practice and to know the information. So good luck on your skills exams. I hope you all pass. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.